good fight fans? D, and I'm back with another video for the SDBC, also known as the Standing Account Boxing Channel. I just want to do a quick pre-fight analysis regarding the fight between Guillermo Rigondeaux and Vasyl Lomachenko. The fight will take place tomorrow in New York, Madison Square Garden on ESPN. For a long time, I did give Vasyl Lomachenko a lot of high praise, just based on the fact that even though I've been watching boxing for a pretty long time, just the way he moved was kind of unique to me. Granted, you watch a lot of YouTube videos and people talk about how he fights like a quote-unquote black fighter with rhythm and fast movement. But again, in my opinion, I never saw anyone fight like him specifically, so I couldn't really compare him to any other past, present, or maybe even any future fighters. Guillermo Rigondeaux, the first fight I ever saw with him was against Nonito Donaire, and he pretty much dominated that fight. Before then, I had a lot of high praise for Nonito Donaire. I thought he was pound for pound one of the top 10 fighters in the world. And when the fight was announced and I watched it, I had no idea who Rigondeaux was, so I thought, hey, another pretty swift knockout for Donaire. As I was watching the fight, I used my phone, did a little bit of research on Rigondeaux, and found out his backstory about his great amateur pedigree and about his 2 Olympic gold medals. And granted, they did mention that during the telecast, but I didn't pay too much attention. I was just there to watch the Donaire fight. As the fight progressed, I saw Rigondeaux completely neutralize Donaire, hit him with clean shots throughout the whole fight, and pretty much dominated the entirety of the fight. The scorecards, of course, were biased, and they had Donaire closer than it should have been. But at the end of the day, the right guy won the fight. Donaire did knock down Rigondeaux in that fight. I don't recall what round it was, but it was a clean punch, more of a flash knockdown, due to the fact that I think Rigondeaux lost concentration, maybe because I think the ref said something to him, and he stood there square against Donaire, and he looked like he wasn't even really, at that particular second, wasn't in the fight, because throughout the fight before that knockdown, his defense was on point. He had Donaire missing constantly. So I think it was like a quick lack of focus due to something that distracted him. I believe it was the ref. I'd have to watch the fight again to kind of see and be more exact. But beyond that, this fight is a great fight. As most people know, Rigondeaux was calling out Lomachenko ferociously on social media, whether it was Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever the social media platform was. Rigondeaux used it to his advantage to, get people on his side, fans, and ultimately Top Rank and Vasyl Lomachenko's team caved in and decided to make the fight happen. Of course, again, another issue with the fight is the fact that they have Rigondeaux moving up 2 weight classes to fight at 130. A lot of people felt that maybe, considering Lomachenko is fairly new to 135-pound division, that he could have went down to 126 and kind of met him halfway. But Bob Arum, I'm sure, wouldn't have allowed that. He wants his guy, one of his top guys, to have as many advantages as he can to win this particular fight, because he does know how dangerous Rigondeaux is, no matter what he said about him while Rigondeaux was a top-ranked fighter in the past. So, again, it's a good competitive fight, both skilled amateurs, probably the 2 best amateurs in the history of the amateur ranks. I saw a video, I think earlier today, where they compared Lomachenko to like a machine gun and Rigondeaux to a sniper rifle, which I thought was pretty accurate and made the most sense, because the way Lomachenko fights, he's pretty active, he jumps side to side, he's non-stop offense. The defense is pretty good, in my opinion. It comes a lot from, his offense, where he has his opponent kind of confused and not really, too aware of where he is. So when they throw back, they don't know that Lomachenko is no longer where they assumed he was before. So his defense, in essence, comes a little easier, because he just overwhelms his opponents to the point where they just kind of lose focus of where they are, and they throw punches and hit nothing. As opposed to Rigondeaux, his defense is more traditional, and I could say overall better, because of the fact that he'll stand in front of you. You can have both eyes locked in on him. You'll throw a punch and he'll make you miss. So his defense is more of that traditional, highly tuned defense, again, where he sees you, you see him, you attempt to hit him, and you miss. Lomachenko, you don't see him, you're just throwing, hoping to hit something. He has already darted from left to right, And he does have good head movement. I'll give him that. He does duck under punches well. He's a great counter puncher. Rigondeaux, he's a great counter puncher. He's seen to have the more power. Again, Lomachenko has a high knockout rate. I think he has 7 KOs in his 9 victories, but I think the majority of those are TKOs. I think he has one clean knockout that I saw where it was just like a clean KO. Everything else again has been TKO. Rigondeaux, he's broken about, I think, 2 guys' jaws with clean, precise punching. And he's knocked down, of course, several fighters leading up to this fight. Who do I think is going to win? I'm going to, I mean, again, all the advantages are in Lomachenko's favor, but to be honest, I'm pulling for Rigondeaux, mainly because I feel his skill, even though he has a slight disadvantage, his skill, he can win the fight based on his skill, is what I mean to say. Rigondeaux, again, he's confident that he can win the fight, which is why he was calling out Lomachenko for so long. And again, Vasyl Lomachenko, he is so offensive that I think that with Rigondeaux's great timing, he'll probably be able to catch him with a pretty good shot and, in essence, discourage Lomachenko and maybe have him rethink his strategy. And we've never seen Lomachenko have to change up anything because what he does works. So everything he's done against lesser opponents, and even pretty good opponents like Walters and even Guillermo Rigondeaux Vasyl Jr., they're good opponents, but they're very square and straight up kind of fighters. Guillermo Rigondeaux did have speed, but up until the point where he fought Lomachenko, Guillermo Rigondeaux hadn't fought anybody noteworthy. He was unproven. It was both their first title shot, but I think going into that fight, Vasyl Lomachenko, even though I think he was 3 fights in, was seen as the favorite to win the fight. So again, at the end of the day, I think Rigondeaux, with his accuracy and timing, can win the fight. Will he win it? I'm hoping he will, but he's going to have to really dominate the fight, which I think might be a little bit hard to do, just based on Vasyl Lomachenko's work rate. And going to the scorecards, I don't know. It's a top-ranked event, and I don't know if he's going to be able to win a decision. I'm hoping he can, if he's as dominant as I hope he can be or will be. But in my opinion, I mean, my mind is really telling me that he may in fact need a knockout or really hurt Lomachenko several times. He's been hurting Lomachenko several times without a finish. It's still going to be hard for him to win a decision on the scorecards. Just based on the offensive work rate of Vasyl Lomachenko, and even if Guillermo Rigondeaux can slip and dodge a lot of his punches, Vasyl Lomachenko is going to land something. He's too accurate and too active to completely miss every shot. So I'm really pulling for Rigondeaux, but it's going to be a tough fight. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you feel is going to win? I'm more than likely going to do a video immediately after the fight's over. So again, this is D with the SDBC, the Split Decision Boxing community. You guys have a good fight weekend.